haven't had a discussion on any of the issues we've been talking about. Back in the end of March, the 7th and 8th graders are pretty excited. The students that participated in homework excellence. What I did with them was to get them together, and rather than necessarily go out and partake in an event, we had a contest right here in the building, and they were charged with building catapults. And the catapult that shot the longest, that team that designed that were the winners of 2 tickets for each person to the movies in Canton. So that was pretty successful. They don't know this. We're going to build on that for the next homework excellence. They're going to take that catapult design and they have to build a tower of marshmallows.
Are they going to start?
We're going to use the catapults as the weapon against the marshmallow castles. So that's the next step in this contest. I'm not sure what the prize is going to be, but it was exciting. You'll see some of the photos if you look on the webpage. The winners are. You'll see their photo there.
Trebuchet in the future?
Well, there was might have been a little back on that area. Of course, at the beginning of April, we participated in the ELA testing. I think that was quite successful. We did have, I did have one student in high school that opted out, but that was just one. But we made it through the week. Minus any tears in high school, to my knowledge. NHS students, and tomorrow if you want to address this, raised 700, and I don't remember the exact
It was
dollar amount.
close to $800.
Okay, so you want to just
Sure.
share about that?
Yeah, NHS raised money for pennies for patients. That was Miss Kelly's idea. Thank you for that.
Actually, it was not, it was Missy Brown's. I just helped push it through.
We took that over and did a school-wide fundraiser. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Kids did a great
Yes,
job.
it's a small first class, but we're doing class as well.
Congratulations.
Some of you may have come up here and also being able to see the Rackham Tale of Snow White. I went on Sunday. I thought it was very well presented. I thought the choreography, the students, everything looked fantastic, and they were excited. I'll skip over and I'll just do the high school stuff. Well, again, back to the same person, actually, tomorrow, as one of the co-advisors for NHS. They had a blood drive at the beginning of last week, and then followed the week off with the induction ceremony on Friday. And then this week, of course, we start Wednesday with the state math test. So exciting. So that's high school. Oh, don't forget next Wednesday, spring band concert. That's not on here, but next Wednesday is the spring band concert. Oh, great. 7/12.
What's the date?
The 7th. The 7th. Oh, sorry, 5/12. 5/12.
And of course, the elementary, of course, the 3 through 6 participated in the state ELA assessments, and again, I think it went pretty well. Then Mr. Ball's petting zoo was quite a show. It always is. The kids love attending, and he puts on a beautiful presentation for the kids. So it's always well attended and definitely loved by the children. On 410, Jared Campbell, I was saying it wrong when I introduced him even that day. Campbell presented the Blue Project Assembly for 5th through 8th, and actually we had the 4th grade attend as well. He had come earlier in the fall. He presents all sorts of different kinds of music and kind of storytelling to a certain extent in regard to bullying and some different situations that kids can be put in. The kids absolutely loved it. In fact, the 4th graders, even though they had attended in the fall in the primary type setting, this was done a little bit differently, and they were ecstatic to be able to attend. So it's very, very well done. Love to see them come back again. And I think anybody was the same way. K through 6 awards ceremony is actually tomorrow morning, so hopefully we'll see some of your faces there. The kids always love the awards ceremony. And then of course, like Amy said, we have the state math assessment coming right up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And last on here, we actually have a couple of students who have been selected to attend Camp Colby. And if you saw in the newsletter, Mr. Sope actually wrote up a little blurb to put in there. This was pretty neat. They were asked on a total voluntary basis to write an essay why I would like to go to Camp Colby. And this was put out to students all across the state, and we actually had 2 students who probably, if they had not participated in this, would not have been able to attend. So it's a neat opportunity. They get to investigate all sorts of different science, different kinds of science concepts, play some games, they keep journals, catch butterflies, and just the whole interconnectedness of life here on Earth. So it's a great opportunity.
Where is Camp Colby?
It is in Saranac. So I'm really excited as well. They've definitely been pretty ecstatic, and the other kids are happy for them as well. We are working on field trips right now, so hopefully next time we'll be able to give you a rundown of where everybody's planning to go and what they're attending. Parent Association's been very cooperative with them, very supportive.
Oops, sorry. Okay, first thing, biomass. At the last report, we had saved $197,870.45. We actually saved a little bit more than that this year because we were able to stretch out the chips for another week, because we still need heat in the building, due to the beautiful weather we're not getting. So we actually are probably going to be closer to over $200,000 that the biomass has saved us just this school year. So that was kind of exciting. Wanted to pass that on.
Did you put that in the paper or in the newsletter or
We
anything?
can?
I was reading this, I was shocked.
Yeah, it's something. And, I really want to thank Kern, who is our supplier, because they do a great job, but we called them last week and said, we can't take a whole load because it would rot, it would go bad. Would you deliver us a half load? They said no. They delivered a full load, charged us for half, and then took half back. So again, very nice, very accommodating. They've been great to work with. But it would have just rotted. We can't save the chips. But again, John will read it so we know exactly how much we're saving.
I'm just thinking that with everything we're counting dollars and cents and pennies here, I mean, there's $197,870 worth of savings right there. It's pretty shocking.
Another thing we'd like to talk about doing is selling the van bus. Frank gave me a little data on it. It's a 1996 with 110,606 miles on it. The district puts about 270 miles on it this school year to go for apples. It hasn't been used for 2 years like anything. It still needs to be inspected even if it's not being used at certain times. But things start to go bad when you're not running it and driving it. We talked about the possibility of putting it on the Auctions International sale, as well as some other items that John has found. So I don't know what people think about that, but
After that last auction for John put on, I'm thinking that's a pretty good idea.
well, let me tell you a little bit about that last auction.
Good news or bad?
Everything was great. We thought we made about $7,000. We had called the DEC before we ever put this on Auctions International. They said, yeah, somebody just has to come up, check the tank, make sure there's nothing in the contents. Once it's moved, then we go to the new site where it's put. Not true. Now they're telling us it's going to cost us about $4,000 to have somebody come and power wash the inside of it and make sure there's no residual in there, and the district would have to pay that. It then has to be certified, all these things that is not what we were told. So John did contact the person today, because we put right in the thing, this is no guarantees, no holds bars, so we're checking with the individual to see if they still want it, and they'll have to deal with the DEC.
And on the website, it does say as is, so we're using that to put it onto them.
So we're not jumping right away again, but and we had called the DEC prior to check to make sure, and they said, maybe, at one point they said maybe $500 to $1,000 max. We thought, if we make 5 or 6, that's okay, but now they're saying 4. So we're checking into that to see what's going to happen. But that kind of slowed down, but Frank, he also has 10 Dayton rims to sell, which have been kept in storage for quite a few years, and they're not the ones we're currently using. So at some point, we'll probably come back to you again to see what people's feeling is on selling that. But I'm just bringing it up for agenda topic to begin with.
Did we put some other objects up there?
Yes.
We did.
And we're not doing great on those. The pumps, which we Wednesday. But the last time it did jump the last day.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that happens. We can always deny a bid, and then next time we can say, this is our minimum. And then the table saw that's $57.50, I think John was hoping to get a couple $100 at least for that. And then same with the kiln, and that's at $67.50. So a couple days a lot could happen. That's when the biggest happened last time. So we're still holding out. Surplus. John also said there's a bleacher buddy and an ice machine that we aren't using, that we can declare surplus. If you want to make a motion to do that.
What was the other thing?
An ice machine?
What's the other clue?
Bleacher buddy.
Oh, teacher buddy.
Where was my voice again?
Is that the movement in your office?
Do we want, I mean, I don't know if people want to discuss the bus tonight, or if you want to wait. I mean, we're going to just declare the other things obsolete, and we have the rims and the bus. What's anybody's feeling on those two things?
I saw some.
Yeah.
So do you want to declare all 4 items obsolete?
It's surplus cards.
Sure.
Okay, sorry.
Wait, what are 4 items?
Sand bus, 10-day rims. Obviously, your date is important. Might be something to you guys. Ice machine and bleacher buddy.
What's the extra sheet for?
It's the one, we replaced the one in the cafeteria, we don't need to.
I take it somebody who wants a bleacher buddy didn't know what it is. That's what I was gonna ask you.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's a machine that just hooks to the bottom of the picture.
Pulls them out.
Nice and evenly, instead of by hand.
Okay, we'll have that for resolution after. We did institute new transportation guidelines because of some of the concerns we had throughout sports. All teachers, faculty members that take students on a bus now has to get the transportation guidelines, read them and sign them off. And coaches have to do it each sports season with Shelley Cobb. So those were there. Picture of, again, 2nd grade, who were the winners for the pennies for patients, was in a couple of different papers, so that was kind of nice. We're going to go with the paper and pencil for elections. I did send a copy to all the board members of the letter we sent to Herman DeKalb. We've had no response. At this point, I have no one interested in the Ferrer Forenza Law Firm breakfast, so I will be going to that. Kay put together a very nice exit poll for after our budget vote. We had talked about it last year, didn't get to it. She got some samples, we sat down and she just made a couple of changes, so we have a nice exit poll, less than a minute for people to fill out. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. So, did I get a motion to enter into executive session to discuss information related to current or future investigation, prosecution, of criminal offense with the referral effective law enforcement exposed, medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matter leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation, CSC and CPSC.
Humble.
I'll second.